So it's things like that, but it's a funny story. My mother likes to talk on the phone, and I try to say to her, Mom, when Bill comes home after working a 12-hour day, a 14-hour day, I don't like being on the phone. So when he comes home at 9 o'clock, the minute he drives in the driveway, my mother calls. I go, Mom, I do not want to be on the phone when Bill walks in the door. So I hang up on her. I go, so that's my respect for my husband, okay? And sometimes my mother has to get the, right. So I think, you know, in International Women's Day, and one other thing, but I was all over the place with this thing, but you do have to fight as a woman to have a little bit of time for you, okay? Because you are really, particularly have younger children, high school age, you know, elementary school age, every ounce of your time is taken. But sometimes you have to take that little time to have the ice cream sundae like I had this morning and the nice breakfast. It's a little easier now, okay, because my daughter's a little older. But even when I had my job in corporate America and I had no time, sometimes I would do little things like that, say, I have a meeting, I'll be back. And I would go to Kelly's and just sit by myself for 5 minutes and take some time. So really try to, and there'll be time, and then when the kids are older and time goes on, you will have time to get back to, these are the things that I really want to be involved with. But as my grandmother did, get involved in community, give back. She got so much from that job at the hospital. Not only did she always have a doctor's appointment when she needed one, whenever she was in the hospital, she always seemed to get a single room. There was a lot of things that worked out quite nice for her having that job. So did she get paid? Did she get money? No, but she got a lot from that job and kept her going for, 15 years beyond when she retired. So in honor of Women's Day, I say, do what we do, raise our families, take care of our elders, but find that little time just to feed whatever it is you do. If you like to read, go to the beach, sit and read. Give yourself that time, because no one's going to give it to you. You've got to fight for it. So I think that's
Thank you, Sarah. And Lisa, you're up again with fun facts. All right, so I guess this time I'm just kind of going to throw things at you, so you can just kind of realize that yes, as women, we really have come a very long way from where we used to be, but just because we've made the progress that we have made, it does not mean that we still don't have a pretty long way to go. So I chose to start this off by a very long time ago, where women were forced that if they were authors and they were writers and they wanted to publish their work, they couldn't, and their only way to do that was to publish it under a woman's name. A man's name. So that a lot of the books that you might be reading, one of them I actually learned this in my literature class, Shakespeare, many of them believe that he was a woman, and because she wanted his work out there, needed to be a man. Hillary Clinton, I always now remember her as like, whoa, she ran for president. In 1872, a woman ran for president. Her name was Victoria Woodhull, and she was an advocate for the Equal Rights Party. 3 years ago, in 2012, more young women went to university or college than young men did. And I think that's pretty great because based on what I said, a lot of girls don't even get to make it to high school after the age of 14. And 3 years ago, women made it to college and some men didn't. This has all been about presentation given by women. And if you didn't know, as women, the average is 20,000 words a day. A man's is 7,000. So we talk about 3 times as much as they do. And the very last fun fact that I have, The Tale of Genji, it's a Japanese novel. It was published around 1000 AD. Many people consider it to be the very first novel ever published, and that was actually published by a woman. Her name was Murasaki Shikubi, and I think that's pretty great. First book, literature, knowledge, progress, development, that was really started by us. And I really don't see a way we, not as just women, but as women and men, can kind of come together as humans and make all of this so much better. Thank you so much for your time. I'm gonna give you the word for one last time. Thank you guys.
Thank you. That was very informative. I didn't know most of the things you just said. Our third guest speaker is Salma Abunagi. Please introduce yourself. I didn't know I had a picture.
First of all, happy International Women's Day to all of us, men and women. And I also thank all the organizers for taking the time, and I know it's very hard to plan an event, so thank you so much for doing that. So today I would like to share with you my journey that led me to where I am right now. And I did take some notes because I'm passionate about this, and I thought if I don't write or structure my speech, I'm going to be all over the place because it's just too many things to talk about. So the way I structured my speech, based on the questions that I was encouraged by the organizers to answer, there were basically 4 of them. First one is, can we women do it all? Meaning, can a woman be a wife, a mother, and have a professional career at the same time? Question number 2, do I have a symbol that my experience represents? For example, sacrifice, changes, sense of community, empowerment, involvement, and leadership. Question number 3, is there a woman who inspired me? And question number 4, were there hardships, challenges that I faced as I made strides towards my professional career? So, my biography, I'm a speech language pathologist, and I think the best way I thought I would answer these questions in a way that it makes sense and cohesive is to share with you the transitions or factors that I think played a big role in where I am right now. And I'm going to start with my childhood. So, I believe that my upbringing made a great impact on me. I don't like to use the word successful, but I'd rather use the word I am an achiever, because it's a loaded word, the successful. So, I'm a mother of 2 boys, a wife, a healthcare professional, and a very involved member of the Winchester community, where I live. And I am from a middle-class family. I was raised by a middle-class, my parents are a middle-class family, who believe in education, equity, and equality. My mom worked as a full-time elementary teacher. My dad worked as a police inspector. And I have 4 brothers and 3 sisters. My parents treated us equally. The same high expectations were set for both girls and boys. And my aunts and most of my mom's friends were all working mothers. So women were highly respected in my community in Morocco. And this helped me build a lot of confidence from when I was a little girl. I have a twin brother, and we shared both female and male friends. I played lots of sports because I have a twin brother, but it just happened I like sports. I was actually a volleyball player with my town club and my college. So, and because of that, I feel like I didn't feel gender discrimination when I was growing up in Morocco. So it's very hard for me to talk about it. Yes, we all hear, comments here and there, but it didn't affect me achieve my goals. So to succeed in school in Morocco, it was up to me, because my parents provided me with all the means to excel in school. My parents did not spoil me, and we did not have lots of money. But what they did, is that they taught us hard work, they taught us integrity, fairness, tolerance, and respect. And I do believe these basic principles were foundations to my current achievements. I came to the United States in 1992. My sister was already established in Cambridge, Mass. At that time, my sister just finished her master's from MIT in electrical engineering, and now she has a PhD. She had a PhD from MIT. And because she was established, it was very easy for me to get to school. She helped me navigate the system, which is very important. So, for me, I didn't go through all the hardships that other people go through because you know how the system works. And that made it very easy. And my plan was to go back to Morocco and to teach linguistics because, back home, one of the prestigious jobs was to teach at the university. So you basically follow everyone's steps. So the next thing I had to do is to do a PhD in linguistics. So while I was doing my PhD in linguistics at BU, I met my husband. And when I met my husband, he's from Lebanon, so he's not Moroccan. So it was very clear it was hard to take him to Morocco or for me to go to Lebanon. So we decided, okay, this is a beautiful place. We're gonna just live here. So because of that, I had to make that decision. Do I finish a PhD in linguistics or do I do something else because I needed to get a job? So at that time, I looked at different options and communication sciences and disorders was one of the options for me because it was very related to my field. So I did I did my second master's in speech language pathology at the MGH IHP in 2001. I graduated in 2001 and I got my license to practice as a speech therapist in 2002. It was through my husband's support that I was able to do that. So he definitely played a big role in my success. I mean, my parents played it, my family, but then I probably chose the right person to help me with that. So when I started working, it was my first full-time professional job. So it was a lot, it was challenging, I have to say, but again, my hard work, my work ethics, and good mentorship, I was able to gain lots of experience and expertise in my field. And like all of us, we decided to have a family. So here we go, we worked so hard to get a job, and then the next thing you have to have a family.